We will move to the next point, the cosmetic topic, that is safety and toxicology testing of cosmetics. In last lectures, we have seen different sources of the contaminations and how to overcome that contaminations. As we have discussed, 5 P's, that is premises, paper, primary material, processing equipment, and processing record. So how they will affect the stability of the product that we have discussed in the last lecture. In today's lectures, we are going to discuss about some toxicological safety during the cosmetics. Because as we know, there are a variety of substances are used in the manufacture of the cosmetics. We have discussed various raw materials. Therefore, the finished cosmetics when used on a human body, so they have to check before they have to use because those cosmetics have the various several types of adverse reactions and the adverse effects that may be cause sometimes skin irritations and some allergic sensitizations will be there or sometimes it will be some stinging actions will be there, sometimes it will be the photo allergy will be there. So basically, skin irritations and sensitization or the allergic sensitization, which is the most common adverse effect caused by the use of cosmetics, because we know we are using so many synthetic products in the cosmetic formulations. Various synthetic products are either primary irritant or either secondary irritant. So that's why the safety considerations for the cosmetic consumers need to, as well as the workers who is working in that particular industry while handling those raw material which is necessary. So in today's lectures, I will discuss the today's conditions of using the cosmetics, how it will affect our human bodies, what the different types of irritants are there, and we are going to discover the different types of tests that are used for the evaluations of the toxicity or sensitivity that we have already covered in semi-solid dosage form. Those tests are applicable also here for the sensitivity testing or the toxicological testing of cosmetic product, because as we know most of the cosmetic products are a semi-solid dosage form, means either in a cream or either in a lotion form, or they are available in a means the aerosols or likewise, but mostly they are in emulsion form, and we have discussed various tests for semi-solid dosage form, like tests which will carried out on rapid trades test that we have carried out, patch test is there. Apart from that, open patch test, repeated insert test is there, prophetic patch test is there. So that all testing methods that we are going to discuss, and as well as the photo patch test is also there. So that testing means before utilizing the cosmetic or before cosmetics comes into the market. Basically, animal testing for the cosmetic purpose is banned in India. India, which is the first nation to have banned the animal testing for the cosmetic product. But still, we can use some substitute to test that cosmetic product so that the safe and efficacious product that can be available for the human being. As we know, in a day-to-day life also we are using n numbers of cosmetics, starting from our bathing till we are going to the sleep. Means like we are using some shampoos, soaps we are using, which contain some chemical agents. Sometimes, if you are using the shampoos, sometimes eyes get irritated or sometimes skin get irritated. We are using some perfumes because of the perfume smells. Sometimes headache will occur, or likewise. Sometimes rashes will be occurs. Then we are using some other cosmetics like creams we are using, or we are using eye cosmetics or the lip cosmetics also. So there may be sometimes causes some reactions. So those substances that induce the inflammations, which are called as a irritant. So there are two types of irritant: primary irritant and the secondary irritant. Primary irritants, that means that causes the inflammations on first contact. Means within a 1 hour or within a 2 hours, some types of adverse reaction will occur. That is called the primary irritant. And the secondary irritants, they are harmless on a first contact, but cause inflammations on a repeated contact, and the inflammations become more severe with the progressive contact. Means first contact मध्ये as such त्याच्या काही reactions नसतात. But तुम्ही ते repeatedly जर तो product utilize केला की त्याच्यामध्ये तो particularly irritant present आहे, so there may be some reactions they will occur. So in today's lectures we're going to discuss what are the different types of irritants also, and what is today's conditions in the market. So we'll see what they are. So as we know, as already I have discussed, we look good, we smell good, and we have just exposed ourselves to the 200 different chemicals a day through a personal care product. दिवसाला म्हणजे मी मगाशीच म्हटलं की आपण सकाळी उठल्यापासून मग ब्रशिंग असेल तुमचं, देन बाथिंग मध्ये असेल किंवा नंतर तुम्ही ज्यावेळी तयार होऊन बाहेर कुठे जाता, किंवा पुन्हा घरी आल्यावर तुम्ही फेस वॉश वगैरे युटिलाइज करत असाल किंवा अदर्स कुठले प्रोडक्ट तुम्ही युटिलाइज करत असाल रात्री झोपताना मॉइश्चरायझिंग क्रीम वगैरे युटिलाइज. सो इन दॅट पिरियड्स वी हॅव exposing ourselves to the various chemicals entities. And these numbers that I have not mentioned these numbers. This is the US News and World Report. In 1997, they have put this report that more than 200 different chemicals you have exposed ourselves. Simple thing, if you are using the shampoos, there are more than 10 to 12 chemicals are there that are included in that particular one preparations. Likewise, you can imagine how much cosmetics we are using in day-to-day life, how much chemicals we are exposing to our bodies. So it is not like that the burden of chemical component, but how much? किती अमाउंट मध्ये आपल्या बॉडी मध्ये केमिकल कंपोनंट असू शकते, वी टॉलरेट करू शकतात. दॅट इज द मेन थिंग हियर वी हॅव टू कन्सिडर. सो टुडेज इन अमेरिका means 1 in 3 Americans will suffer from the cancers. But before the industrial revolutions, in last lectures we have discussed how the industrial revolutions will take place. At that time, 1 in 8,000. पण त्यावेळी as such chemical molecules किंवा chemical entity as such त्याप्रमाणे utilize केलं जात होतं. But now 1 in 3 Americans will suffer from the cancers. 1 in 600 children will get cancers, which is the most common fatal childhood diseases. 50% of the women will die from the cancers. Some of suffering from the asthma is triple in the last 20 years. It will afflicting 20 to 30 million Americans. So now you can imagine how the depth of the disease is increasing since industrial revolution, because in that industrial revolutions we are using most of the chemical entities instead of some other entities which is very harmless to the body. So adverse drug reaction is also increasing in adults and in children. In 1993, they have diagnosed 2 million adverse drug reactions. Now, in this year, they have diagnosed 9 million adverse drug reactions. Out of that, approximately 4 million people suffers from Alzheimer's disease, will increase to 14 million in the next century. 25% of the college students are functionally sterile compared with the 0.5%, that is 35 years ago. Now, functionally sterile, that means what? They contain most of the chemical entities in their bodies through these particular cosmetics. We are using various types of cosmetics, and we know when we are using the cosmetics, we are seeing the raw materials. Along with that, in raw materials also we have different classifications. We have some different material that is used for the cosmetic formulation that we have also seen. And we know we are using mostly synthetic product as compared to the natural product. Though we are using the natural product, we cannot say that particular product is 100% natural. that I have explained in last lecture regarding the herbal cosmetics. All the herbal cosmetics are not 100% natural product. Because anyhow we have to use some of the chemical entities like some preservatives you have to add in that formulations, some other agents that we are going to discuss later on. So we cannot say all the herbal products are 100% herbal, which is we don't have any synthetic product. So this is today's condition. But what has changed to bring all this on? काही कंडिशन्स चेंज झाले की पहिलं 8,000 मागे एखादा कॅन्सर पेशंट किंवा आता आपल्यालाही माहिती आहे की डिसीज कंडिशन्स खूप वाढत चालतात एकापेक्षा एक वेगवेगळी डिसीज आहेत प्रत्येक कंट्रीजमध्ये सो बिकॉज ऑफ इन द लास्ट 50 years over 75,000 chemicals have been introduced in US. So under the Environmental Protection Agency, they have said in last 50 years, over 75,000 chemicals that have been introduced in the US, and that's why, as I was saying, those substance, there are some substance they cause some or they induce some inflammations or that we are called as the irritant. And each and every chemical entity is having some of type of activity or some of type of adverse reaction. That's why if you are taking any product also any drug or any formulations, it comes with some or some or little also there is a adverse reactions for each and every drug candidate also. So what we have discussed till now, why this particular ratio is increasing because of daily earlier we can say more than 10,000 new chemical entities have been introduced in each and every countries. Now here we can see how we expose to the chemicals. As I said, shampoo, average number of chemicals, 15 chemicals are there. If you are using the eyeshadows, 26 chemicals are there. Lipsticks, 33 chemicals are there. Body lotions, 32. Deodorant, 15 chemicals. Blush, 16 chemicals. Fake tan, 22 chemicals. So these are the different cosmetics. Forget about fake tan or blush. But these all cosmetics we are used in day-to-day life. We are using shampoos, we are using eyeshadows, lipstick, body lotions, deodorant. So now you can count how much chemicals we have here or how much or how the our body is exposed to the different chemicals. तुम्ही म्हणाल मग आपण हे केमिकल्स युटिलाइज करायचे हे प्रोडक्ट युटिलाइज करायचे की नाही किंवा मुली म्हणतील की सर आमच्या कॉस्मेटिक्सवर डोळा ठेवलं की कॉस्मेटिक जास्त युटिलाइज करू नये it is not just it is not that like but whatever the cosmetics that we are using that must be properly tested and that's why this toxicity testing is very much important basically as you know the hypersensitivity means what it is a basically immunological response uh, to the antigens of the environment. Means immunology will know that it is a science that tells you the mechanism of the foreign biological matters, how they reacted with the living tissues, right? So, an immune response that involves the recognitions of the foreign materials and the mounting the reactions against it to eliminate it. So, for that purpose, when we are using these particular cosmetics, you have to means before launch into the market they have to be tested properly for the toxicity purpose. That's why these points they have given here. Means basically skin sensitization but आपली human body की skin है mostly sensitive है. Even for each and every cosmetic formulations they have given the specifications. आपण मायक्रोबायोलॉजिकल लिमिट्स मध्ये बघितले त्याच्यामध्ये किती अमाउंट मध्ये मेटल लीड असेल किंवा आर्सेनिक असेल तर किती पार्ट पर मिलियन किती त्याच्यामध्ये असला पाहिजे हे आपण डिस्कस केलेले आहे ऑलरेडी सो ज्यावेळी आपण हे कॉस्मेटिक्स युटिलाइज करतो दे आर एक्सपोज टू अवर बॉडी आणि मग काय काय वेळा काय होतं की आपल्याला प्रत्येक स्किनचा जो लेयर आहे तो डिफरंट लिप स्किन जर कन्सिडर केली त्याचा थिकनेस वेगळा आहे, बॉडी स्किनचा थिकनेस वेगळा आहे. सो समटाइम्स दॅट केमिकल्स they entered into the circulations. So obviously there may be some late reactions will occur or some instant reactions will also occur. So there will be sorry, there would be two types of dermatitis will be occur. First is allergic contact dermatitis, and second one that is the irritant contact dermatitis. Along with that, there are different types of irritant and dose effect relationship will be there. In acute ICD will be there, delayed acute ICD is there, or traumatic ICD is there. ICD that is irritant contact dermatitis, which is more frequently observed, which is depends upon the dose also, how much amount of material is present in that particular cosmetics, and also is those effect relationship that gives the means, that gives the effect of irritants on our skin, whether it is a traumatic, whether it is a cumulative, whether it is a delayed acute, or whether it is an acute acid. So so these chemicals which are involved in the manufacturing, they must be tested, and that's why I have studied one statement here. So safety is considered not only for the consumers but also to the workers who have handled those raw materials during the cosmetic formulations. So let's discuss. So under the NIOSH, that is National Institute of the Occupational Safety and Healthy, they have analyzed 3,000 chemicals, like 2,983 chemicals that are used in a personal care product. And what they have found? They have found out of that 884 were toxic, 778 which causes the acute toxicity, 313 which causes the biological mutations, 376 causes the skin and the eye irritations, 148 causes the tumors, and 218 causes the reproductive complications. So this is the report they have given by the National Institute of the Occupational Safety and Health, NIOSH. So we can imagine how the chemical are adversely affected to the human body basically. So it is not like that all the chemicals are primary irritant, all the chemicals are secondary irritants. They have effect on a different process in our body. So here you can see the 218 which causes the reproductive complexion, a 148 which causes the tumors. Tumors that means there are various such a products are available in the market which causes the cancers. That's why we know most of the famous actresses they are suffering from the cancers, various types of cancer, because they are using means lots of types of makeups they are using on their body for the day-to-day life. So obviously they are exposed to the various types of chemical agents, and that's why they are mostly suffering from the cancerous diseases. Then, so yeah. So we are being affected, that is synthetic chemicals have been found in the human body in the random sample. So here, by School of Medicine, they have tested blood of numerous people and found 95 chemicals in each person. So we know if you calculate this all, it will more than 95, right? If you using these particular chemicals or those cosmetics in day-to-day life, so out of 95 chemicals, 53 chemicals which are known to cause the cancers. 62 chemicals which are toxic to the brain or the nervous system, and 55 that are associated with the birth defects. So we can imagine how this chemicals are dangerous to the human body. We're just using the cosmetics. We are not checking whether it is useful or whether it is harmless to our body. Simple example, those they are using the dyes for the coloring hair. Coloring तुम्ही carried out करता कधी ना कधी तुम्ही केलं असेल hair. So त्याच्यामध्ये एक पॅच टेस्ट तुम्हाला कॅरी आउट करायची असते की ज्यावेळी तुम्ही तो कलर हेअर कलर युटिलाइज करता तो कलर युटिलाइज करायच्या आधी एक 12 तास तुम्हाला ती एक टेस्ट कॅरी आउट करायची असते की तुमचा जो इयरच्या मागचा जो पोर्शन आहे त्या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला तो स्मॉल स्पॉट किंवा एक थोड्या अमाउंट मध्ये तो जो डाय आहे तो अप्लाय करून ठेवावा लागतो and you have to observe that whether there are any reactions will occurs or not. When the reactions occur on the cell, that means that particular material is very sensitive to your body. But we are not performing that test. We are directly using that hair dye for the coloring purpose. So, likewise, there are various chemicals are there. आपण परफ्यूम ज्यावेळी युटिलाइज करतो काय काय परफ्यूमचा स्मेल हा खूप हाय असतो आपण नोट्स बघितले होते हाय नोट किंवा मिडल नोट हार्ट नोट्स राईट सो त्यामध्ये आपण बघितलं होतं की प्रत्येक ह्याची फ्रॅग्रन्सची सेन्सिटिव्हिटी टू द स्मेलिंग कॅपॅसिटी टू ही कुठेतरी डिफरंट लेवल असेल त्यामुळे काय काय वेळा आपण कधी ट्रॅव्हल्स करत असतो नाही तर एखाद्या बाजूच्याने जर हा स्ट्रॉंग परफ्यूम युटिलाइज केला असेल तर आपल्याला हेडेक होते किंवा आपल्याला त्याचा त्रास होतो so likewise, it's not like that when it comes in contact with our body, they will show some reactions. So these are the statistics just they have given. Till now we have just discussing the statistics of using that cosmetic product in for the human purpose. So we are the first generations of the people with the chemical overload. As already I have discussed, it is not a question of if you are carrying a burden of a toxic compound or if you are carrying the chemical overload. But the question is that how much? किती अमाउंट मध्ये आपली बॉडी किंवा बॉडी फॅट जाते तेवढं बर्डन कॅरी करू शकतो मग ऑब्विसली आपण जे मगाशी बघितले ते डिफेक्ट्स कॅन्सर असेल किंवा बर्थ डिफेक्ट असेल किंवा ब्रेनला कुठेतरी त्रास होतो सो दॅट विल ऑकर्स अँड विच इज वी कॅन से and that occurrence will lead to this particularly various types of diseases. So there are approximately 200 chemicals in the average person's body fat. So now you can imagine how we comes to expose to those chemicals. एखादा सिंपल फॉर्म्युलेशन्स मध्ये पण 15 ते 20 केमिकल्स असतात we are using those cosmetic for the beautification purpose, but unfortunately we have dealing with some gases, chemical gases here we can say. की जे काही साइड इफेक्ट्स आहेत कदाचित ते आता नाही दिसणार कदाचित ते थोडे लेटर दिसतील थोड्या काळाने दिसतील but obviously there are some side effects. That's why while utilizing any cosmetic formulations you have to take the proper precautions. Now, these are the some toxic chemicals that are often present in all of the following types of products. Some that are present in a fragrant product, deodorant or in antiperspirant, toothpaste, mouthwash, nail paint is there. Then skincare products are there. Makeup and cosmetics are there. Then antibacterial hand soaps are there, bubble bath, hair care products, sunscreen, baby care, shower product, household cleaner, perfumes. So everywhere the toxic chemicals are often present. Means obviously these products that we are using in day to day life, fragrance product, deodorant तर आपण mostly utilize करतो. Then toothpaste, mouthwash that also we are using. Some cosmetics like mostly for the girls they are using lipstick or some types of creams also. Nowadays, antibacterial hand soaps we are using, hand washes that we are using. Some baby care shampoos, creams, and wipes also they contain some chemicals. shower products, household cleaners. So for each and every products they contain a small amount का होगा but another toxic chemicals से present है. And that's why this toxicity testing is very much important. Why I am explaining all these things, I can directly explain the toxicity testing, कोणकोणत्या टेस्ट utilize केले जातात. But you must know why toxicity testing is important, what are the different components, or how they will affect on our bodies. So as I was saying की कमी स्मॉल अमाउंट मध्ये का होईल आपण ते प्रोडक्ट त्याच्यामध्ये किंवा ते केमिकल्स मध्ये प्रेझेंट असतात. So even in very small amounts, obviously in the multiple exposures, they will add it to our body. So repeated exposures means use day after day, multiple exposures in multiple products, long-term exposure from products that we don't deserve. Means काय काय वेळा आपण मेकअप एक लॉंग ड्युरेशन साठी युटिलाइज करतो 2 तास 1 तास किंवा त्या टाइप मध्ये किंवा क्रीम्स असतील. Sometimes bioaccumulations will occur. Means they are stored in our body tissue instead of being eliminated. ज्यावेळी पेनिट्रेट होतात कुठेतरी फॅट्स मध्ये असेल किंवा कुठेतरी एखादा टिश्यू मध्ये ते अक्युमुलेट होतात की ते इलिमिनेट होत नाही मग ते बर्डन वाढत जातं आणि मग त्याची रिॲक्शन लेट तुम्हाला दिसते. Now the question is that then why would we need or why would they use the ingredients that are harmful? Obviously, for the profit only. It's all about the money. They have to earn the profit only, nothing else. So basically, these synthetic chemicals get the patents. They get the easy patent, which lead to the high profits, and the companies that need to get the return from their research and the development investments. And manufacturers use the chemicals from the big chemical companies because they are told that they are safe and they are cheaper, and then try to make their own. म्हणून आपण त्या रॉ मटेरियलच्या टेस्टिंग कॅरीड आउट करतो फर्स्ट. आपण लास्ट लेक्चर मध्ये आपण बघितलं होतं की once the raw material is received from any companies, you have to first evaluate for the standards, and then from that standards you have to divide it into accepted materials and rejected materials. The raw material आपण परचेस का करतो कारण आपल्याकडे आपण ते मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग करू शकत नाही किंवा ते आपल्याला एका कमी रेट मध्ये की जेवढे मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंग कॉस्ट असतात त्याच्यापेक्षा आपल्याला कमी रेट मध्ये तो प्रोडक्ट आपल्याला भेटतो. So that's why we are using that raw materials in our product. So at the end, that is it's all about the money to get the profit. And that's why nowadays most of the companies they have producing the quantitative product. They give the quantitative productivity, not a qualitative. Means just they think about the quantity, not about the quality. Sorry. So the chemical and the cosmetic industries are self-regulated. That is the important thing here. They define their own standards. Like the like for the drug regulations, कॉस्मेटिक्सला कंपल्सरी नाही की तुम्ही टेस्टिंग कॅरीड आउट करूनच तुमचा प्रोडक्ट हा मार्केटमध्ये गेला पाहिजे. हे कधी अनालाइज केलं की ज्यावेळी तुमचा प्रोडक्ट मार्केटमध्ये जातो आणि कुठची तर एखादी रिॲक्शन त्याच्यामुळे होते किंवा त्याच्यामुळे तो एखाद्याने कोणी कंप्लेंट केली तरच त्या प्रोडक्टची टेस्टिंग केली जाते. त्याच्या आधी टेस्टिंग केली जात नाही. Obviously, they conduct their own tests and they are not required to show the result of their testing to anyone, not to the government, not to the media, and not to the public also. And they define their own standards. So now you can imagine how they maintain the standards. But now after the Drug and DNC Act implementations, now there are some things are changed. Means testings are compulsory, and the report they have to show whenever anyone asks regarding that report also. So the chemical and the cosmetic industries are the self-regulated. By the law, the FDA does not have the authority to approve the cosmetic products or ingredients. And the cosmetics manufacturer may use any ingredient or the raw material and market the final product without government approval. Right now, under the DIC Act in India, they have sets of regulations for the cosmetic purpose. Means we have seen the use of color. In Schedule Q, they have mentioned the Volta color. Then under the Schedule years, there are different standards for the cosmetics. त्याच्यामध्ये तुमचे किती amount मध्ये product sorry others materials standards maintain करून ठेवले किंवा under Schedule M they have given the manufacturing requirements. But at the end, they don't need the government approval to sell their product in the market. गव्हर्नमेंट ऍक्शन कधी घेईल ज्यावेळी कोणत्यातरी एखादा साईड इफेक्ट किंवा कोणत्या एखादी ऍडव्हर्स रिॲक्शन ऑकर झाली असेल तरच त्याच्यावर गव्हर्नमेंट ऍक्शन घेऊ शकतो टू बॅन दॅट प्रोडक्ट ऑर टू रिवोक दॅट प्रोडक्ट ऑर टू रिकॉल दॅट प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम द मार्केट ऑल्सो. So that is the main disadvantage of cosmetic industry. Now, non-toxic that doesn't mean it's safe. So according to the federal regulatory definition, non-toxic doesn't necessarily mean not at all toxic or the absolutely safe. That means that is less than half of the laboratory animals exposed to the product died within a 2 week. That means which is having the toxicity but not as much as high. So that doesn't mean that this particular product is not toxic. That means it is a safe. So, toxicity must be properly evaluated before proceeding for the further means for the launching the product or for utilizing for the human being. And this thing that I have already told you in herbal cosmetic discussions also. Beware of the product that claims to be natural. There are no standards for what natural means. So sometimes, suppose if any plant extract will be there, they will just say, they will write on any bottle and they will declare it is natural. आपल्याला थोडीच माहिती असू नये त्याच्यामध्ये काय युटिलाइज केले त्यांनी म्हटलं नॅचरल आहे म्हणजे नॅचरल नो that's why I have telling that not 100% natural products are the naturals. Because those natural products also often include some synthetic chemicals like a paraben, propylene glycols, we have to add it some of type of humectant we are using. In some cases, we are using the SLS, the surfactant, or any other thing, diethylamine, or triethylamine that have been also added in that particular formulation. So we cannot say that all the natural products are 100% naturals. म्हणून मी मगाशी म्हटलं की स्मॉल अमाउंट मध्ये का होईना कुठे ना कुठेतरी प्रत्येक प्रोडक्ट मध्ये हा केमिकल त्याच्यामध्ये इन्व्हॉल्व आहे. सो दॅट्स वाय they will affect on our various parts of the body. There are some chemicals they are mentioned. Dioxins which will be used as a accelerated aging agents. Or sorry, it is a uh, anti-aging agent that they are using, but it will causes some accelerated aging, cancer, brain, and central nervous system damage, fatal damage to the developing brain and immune system. This is not listed as an ingredient, but is present as a byproduct of the other ingredients. So in 1992, FDA survey found the highly toxic 1,4-dioxin in 27 out of 30 children's bubble bath and shampoo products. 54 ethoxylated raw materials used in cosmetics were tested. All 54 contain 1,4-dioxin. So basically, dioxin, which is a byproduct, which is we can observe these numbers. So and first we'll observe these causes. Dioxin मुळे काय होते? And we can observe here numbers. की 30 मधल्या 27 प्रोडक्ट मध्ये हा डायऑक्सिन प्रेझेंट आहे किंवा ज्या इथॉक्सिलेटेड रॉ मटेरियलचे 54 अनालाइज केले गेले त्याच्यामध्ये 54 मध्ये पण तुमचा 1,4 डायऑक्सिन प्रेझेंट आहे. There are some toxic preservatives are there. Paraben, paraben is banned now. Most of the industry or under the US US FDA guidelines, paraben is banned because of having some carcinogenic activity. So it is methyl paraben, ethyl paraben, propyl butyl paraben. So it will causes hormone disruption, breast cancers, health sterility, sexual confusions will occur. Then imidazolidine, diazolidineuria, or hedantoin, or DMPH hedantoin, which contain the formaldehyde. It will causes the cancers and the joint pain and asthma. Some searching agents are there, like surfactant, sodium lauryl sulfate is there, sodium lauryl ethyl sulfate is there. It will causes some irritations, dryness, loss of hair, tumors, increased pimples and blackheads. Suppose you one drop in eyes, stored in heart, brain, lungs, and 5 or 7 days. त्यामुळे आपण कधी कधी शॅम्पू युटिलाइज केल्यावर आपल्याला डोळ्यांमध्ये गेल्यावर इरिटेशन्स होते. Then SLES, sodium lauryl sulfate, FDA found dioxin in all the products with the ethoxylated ingredients. Then you have to avoid some antibacterial agent triclosan, which is chemically similar to the agent orange. EPA registered it is a pesticide with high risk score to the human, animal, and the environment, which will contain the dioxin and the furans, which is powerful carcinogens and hormone disruptions. It is toxic at the part per million 300 Olympic size swimming pool. म्हणजे तो किती टॉक्सिक असेल तुम्ही विचार करू शकता. ऑलिम्पिकचे 3000 स्विमिंग 300 स्विमिंग पूल्स त्याच्यामधलं जेवढं पाणी असेल पार्ट पर ट्रिलियन नॉट इवन मिलियन. So how that much this is toxic. Some toxic synthetics fragrance are the so fragrance often contains more 4,000 separate synthetic components, mostly diethyl phthalates, which is suspected as a carcinogens and a hormone disruptors. So as I have said, sometimes depressions will occur, headache will occur, dizziness, hyperreactivity, skin discolorations, violent coughing, irritability, inability to cope, foggy thinking, adverse drug reactions, rashes and skin irritations will occur because of that particular fragrance. आपल्याला पण होतं कधी कधी ज्यावेळी एखादं कोणी हाय परफ्यूम युटिलाइज करतो किंवा स्ट्रॉंग परफ्यूम युटिलाइज करतो आपलं डोकं दुखतं किंवा थोडंसं इरिटेशन होतं त्याचं. So likewise. So other ingredients to avoid like triethylamine is there. This causes liver and the kidney cancer. I find the colors are made from the coal tar, which is the carcinogenic. That's why they are divided into schedule Q. त्याच्यामध्ये दोन पार्ट आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये ते डिवाइड केलेले आहेत. Cinnamons are there, fluorides are there. Fluorides mostly used in toothpaste. So again, they have given the percentage of fluoride which is present in a toothpaste that they have also mentioned because the pollution of the fluoride which will lead to the discolorations of teeth or sometimes it causes the brittle bone and sometimes it will cause little to children sleep swallow. Now the testing guidelines and the testing method that we have discussed in next lectures. Basically, we have discussed that in semi-solid dosage form like batch testing, then alternatives also we have discussed. So these remaining points we'll cover in a next lecture. Okay, so we'll stop here.